This is a Kirkendall Barrett presentation, darling.
Feed me, meow, meow, meow.
Because of this podcast, I'm a gay icon.
I'm so hot. I'm so good looking. My salad dressing is amazing.
Like the internet at large, there are things you can do on the internet besides porn, but most of it's porn.
A lifetime of Hallmark.
Well, hello, everybody. It is your favorite day of the week. It is time for another episode of A Lifetime of Hallmark, where we talk about your favorite movies on both Lifetime and the Hallmark channel and try to make sense of them. I am Les Kirkendall Barrett. Hello, Jason Bowers.
Hello, Les Kirkendall Barrett.
And hello, Kurt Fitzpatrick.
Hello, Les Kirkendall Barrett, and hello, Jason Bowers.
Where do we begin?
We begin with your black hoodie.
Well,
Oh, yes, I'm wearing a black hoodie to celebrate the return of the black hoodie, because in this movie, which was pretty dumb, there was some very good black hoodie acting.
There definitely was. Well,
yeah.
Was it good acting? This was
black hoodie acting.
This was some park ranger Academy of the Arts level graduate class.
This was the park ranger class reunion.
Yeah.
There was some good ass kicking though.
But what I mean by good black hoodie acting is sometimes when we have a black hoodie scene, you can see the person. With this, you couldn't see who it was.
Right. I think the acting method, they were working from the outside in.
Yeah.
So it was
that's what I mean by
black
black
hoodie on the
acting.
outside.
Okay.
No, this movie pissed me off. There was awful snooping, awful snooping.
I mean,
yelling at the television.
I mean, just straight up, I enjoyed it, but it was fucking dumb. It was really dumb.
It was dumb.
Yeah. I kind of liked it too.
We're talking about Lifetime's My Sister's Serial Killer Boyfriend.
Yeah.
Which I did like. I do like when the Lifetime title is actually what is in the movie, because sometimes they'll title it something. I'm like, that's not actually who these characters are to each other.
Yeah, but then they have to give a plot summary as the title.
Yeah.
You know, it's a bit long.
And I didn't hate the movie. I just got frustrated because her snooping was just god awful. It was ridiculous snooping.
Yeah. The entire setup of this movie was just dumb. It was just dumb.
And our protagonist was an asshole who just happened to be right, but she was an asshole.
Oh
the
yeah,
entire movie.
She was an asshole. She was right the entire movie, but the girl that was her sister should have had a little more sense as well, given the circumstances laid out in the movie.
Yeah. There are a few things that didn't make any sense. It was shorter than The Brutalist, though, so in terms of time management, it's a winner.
I have avoided that one. I hadn't seen it, and then my friend Brad, who I've talked about on the show here before, went to see it and just he hated it. He was going on and on about how long it was. He just thought it was so dull. He's like, I thought there was going to be something to pay off at some point, and then there's that intermission. He was so mad.
There is a payoff. I think I'm going to give thumbs up.
I won't see it.
I'm watching The Brutalist at home.
I won't see it. If you've got to add an intermission into your movie, it's too fucking long. Turn it into a miniseries.
It is.
Too fucking long.
It is. It's 3.5 hours.
Nope. Won't see it.
Long.
Won't see it.
It's a haul, but it is good. I think it's worth seeing.
Now, you know what I saw the other night?
Hard pass.
I went to a screening of Anora, and have you guys seen that yet?
Not yet. It's on the list. I will definitely see it.
Man. So I went to a SAG screening. So they showed the movie, and then they had a talk back with the actress. Her name is Mikey something, who played Anora, and the writers. I highly recommend that movie. It was very good.
And I saw I'm Still Here last night, which I didn't really know anything about it going in, just that Fernando Torres was nominated and the movie's nominated. I didn't even know that it wasn't in English, that it's subtitled, which is, normally a bit of a barrier to entry for me, but I thought it was fantastic. Fernando Torres was so good in it.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
Okay, I
I'm
still need to see
recommending
that.
Well, I saw Nickel Boys. I like to see that.
How is that one? Because
There's
I'm probably gonna see that. This
Nickel
week.
Boys was really good. Except
Nickel Boys.
Yeah, Nickel Boys is up for Best Picture. So I actually went to a theater and saw this movie. Yeah, really good. The only thing is that the way the movie is presented, most of it, like 95% of it, is presented as point of view. So if you suffer from motion sickness, you might not enjoy this movie.
So don't see it in IMAX with the glasses.
I saw it in a regular movie. I don't have any motion sickness at all. So I was into it, and it kind of like, yeah, and I was able to follow it because sometimes it switches point of view, like it's one person's point of view, and that like switches over to someone else's point of view, and sometimes it repeats, and it was really good.
Was it kind of like Jackie Brown?
No, it wasn't like anything I had ever seen before.
Mm-hmm.
Just in the way it was presented. The only recognizable actor was the grandson from Thelma with June Squibb was in this movie.
Oh,
so
I like him.
He had quite a year because he had a role in Gladiator 2 as well.
What's the actor's name?
Oh, I should look that up.
Cute blonde.
Let me see. Was it
cute blonde
Thelma?
with curly hair?
Yeah, it's he's very good. Let me see movie. Oh, Google. Let's see. His name is
G-L-E.
Is it?
Google.
Wait, is this the guy? Wait, this guy. Okay, it's Fred Hackinger.
Oh yeah, he's great. He was in the first season of White Lotus.
Oh,
Yes.
that guy. Oh, that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He played Connie Britton and what's the actor's name? Steve. He's so good too. He's so funny.
Look that up too. Don't know.
I
did see that.
Steve's on. Steve's on. He played their son.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Because he really has this ability to look like a dumb teen while also conveying that he's sort of taking in the world and understanding everything that's happening around him at the same time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's got a lot of range.
Yeah, he's really good.
2 movies I've seen him in. I didn't even like. I guess I saw Thelma maybe a couple months ago, so I didn't even recognize him from it.
Thelma.
The other thing I wanted to see is said that Les has got to watch the Super Bowl now because Cher is in a commercial.
Well, guess what? I'm not going to get to watch the Super Bowl because it's next Sunday, right?
Yep.
Yes.
I am going to be in London.
They'll show it there.
So I will. Like late at night. It's like late at night. I'll probably be at a show. I'm going to see Devil Wears Prada for the second time.
Are you there with your show or you're just going to go?
Yes, I am going. I'm doing my show, The Real Black Swan, Confessions of America's First Black Drag Queen, at the University of Essex on February 6th. And so I'm doing like my show on the 6th, and then on the 7th, I'm giving a lecture. And
wow.
And so I figured, and I'm leaving on Tuesday, but I was like, I can't go to England and stay for 3 days. I've got to like stay a little longer. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go to London Saturday through Tuesday morning.
I think that since you're doing a lecture, you should pitch this to the school that they wheel in some AV equipment and you use that as an opportunity to do a live and remote episode of A Lifetime of Hallmark.
I would do it.
So Kurt and I will be here in the States. You'll be there, but your students will be our audience.
That's your lecture.
What time would it? Okay, so we do it at 6. It would be like at 5 in the morning. Or no, it'd be like at 3 or 4 in the morning.
Really? Well, yes.
Well, yes. For us, that's fine. I'll make that work.
Yeah. I'll be up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I have nothing planned.
So if we can help grow our international audience, that's fine.
Yes. No, because we do have quite the international audience. Didn't we have like a listener in? Actually, we do have a listener in Iceland because friend of the show, Jaquetta. Remember my friend Jaquetta?
Yeah, of course. She's been on the show.
Jaquetta has moved to Iceland for a few years because she is studying Icelandic at the University of Iceland.
Okay.
So she currently lives there. So we do have hi Jaquetta. So we currently do have an Icelandic listener. She listens to us while she does the treadmill.
Hi Jaquetta. Hi
good.
Bjork.
Hello over there in Iceland. Hey, speaking of people who've been on the show, I've been very mean to Jason DeBray. Comes on the show. He, of course, does the Shelf Shedding movie podcast. Well, I'm annoyed that I have to watch all these movies.
You agreed to it.
Yeah.
Well, it's my own fault.
Yeah.
I'm annoyed that I have to watch all the Oscar movies, which takes hours. So far, I've watched 3. And he doesn't like when I have to pay money to see the movies. So I think I've been reiterating that I have to pay money to see more than one movie, like kind of passive aggressive. So,
how dare you?
But I was like, but I shouldn't be like that.
Which ones haven't you, or have you not been able to see for free or on the service you already have?
The one that you went to see last night. That's not available anywhere else.
Oh, because I've got the AMC A-list. Like me and Nicole Kidman, we're getting our rewards points.
I don't know. We'll see.
Jason DeBray was going to make you watch Sex and the City 2 on my request.
No, I'm refusing to do that. I don't feel bad about. But I shouldn't be passively aggressively mentioning that I'm paying to see movies, especially since I actually enjoy it. And I told myself I'm going to go to see movies more often. So it's really, I owe him an apology.
Oh. Do you want to hear where our international listeners came from the past month?
Yeah.
Yes.
Obviously, we have listeners in the U.S., in Canada, and the U.K. We had 10 listeners in Switzerland.
Well, there you go.
We had 3 in Australia. We had some in Japan, Mexico, Nigeria, Russia and Ukraine, Chile, Jordan, Sweden, Tanzania, South Africa. I don't know what this country is. Mauritius.
Oh, Mauritius. It's an island.
Mauritius? Oh, okay.
I know where Mauritius is.
We had a listener in
Mauritius.
Mauritius.
Did you hear this on an island? Wow.
So welcome to everyone tuning in from around the world.
Hello.
I do love the idea that maybe people from around the world are using this podcast to learn about the English language as we talk about things like you know who.
Oh, yes. You know who I think speaks fantastic English? Kurt, do you have any Blac Chyna news?
Doing a piece of China.
China.
I'm talking China.
The Blac Chyna Report. Here's Kurt Fitzpatrick.
Oh, I'm just so flustered about these international listeners. I can't believe it. Nigeria? All right. Well, this is all the news. All the Blac Chyna news has shown up on many different outlets. So I'm taking this off of, page 6 is posted on the Yahoo News. So this is by Bernie Zilio. Well, Blac Chyna rips Tristian Thompson for calling Dream Kardashian his daughter. Stop all this clout chasing. Mama Bear has entered the chat. Blac Chyna, born Angela White, went off on Tristian Thompson after he referred to her daughter Dream as his child. Dream has one mother, Angela White, and one father, Robert Kardashian. Chyna 36 wrote in a scathing comment beneath Hollywood Unlock's Instagram post Friday. I usually don't speak up, but I'm done, she went on, urging Thompson 33 to stop all this clout chasing involving my daughter. So Chyna also shares son King 12 with ex Tyga, who once dated Kardashian's younger half-sister, Kylie Jenner. As for Thompson, he co-parents daughter True 6 and son Tatum 2 with ex Khloe Kardashian, Rob's older sister. The NBA star is also dad to sons Prince 8, whose mother is Jordan Craig, and Theo 3, who he conceived with Marilee Nichols while he was in a relationship with Khloe. It's a complicated life. So Thompson notoriously denied that he was Theo's father until a paternity test proved otherwise, and he was forced to admit that he had cheated on the reality star again. He has previously been accused of neglecting Prince and not paying child support. I have 2 daughters, and their names are Dream is my oldest daughter, and True is my second oldest, the Cleveland Cavaliers center said in a Snapchat story Thursday. Those are my two gifts, and I miss you guys so much. I love you guys. He wrote atop this selfie-style video a message to Dream and True. Well, people are speaking out about this. Critics were quick to call out Thompson, with one Reddit user posting, claiming another person's child as his daughter, but has never seen one of his sons. Oh, Tristian. A second dissenter branded the athlete a bum and questioned, what about the son he never met? Funny how he can claim a child that is not even his, but doesn't claim or even see his own bio children. A third netizen remarked, ew, what the fuck? Go claim your son. As another agreed Thompson was claiming everybody's child except his own. Well, as for Khloe, 40, she confessed in a July 2023 episode of The Kardashians that she felt like a third parent to Dream, elaborating via Instagram. My brother and I are extremely close. I'm with Dream all the time because I'm with my brother all the time. I love her beyond measure. And Chyna took the statement in stride, later telling Entertainment Tonight that it didn't worry her. They're so close, Rob and Khloe. So, of course, Dream's going to be like that with True, she explained, making sure to note that her kids are really smart and have common sense. That's it.
I think it's so funny that everyone's getting mad about who he's claiming as his child. Almost like it's baggage claim at the airport, and you see a bag that's like it's the right color and kind of the right shape of your bag, and you're just like, I'm gonna take it. I'm not bothering to look at the luggage tag. I'm just grabbing it.
Yeah,
that was mine.
Huge news. So many outlets picked up the story. It's not much. It seems like a padded story to me.
It absolutely is. All this stuff is always.
Well, first of all, I want to see what Tokyo Tony has to say about this.
Well, that'll probably be next week.
And secondly, I want to hear about Blac Chyna's opinion about Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively.
Oh.
I love the fact that he cast himself as a guy who's a neurosurgeon who's having sex with Blake Lively. So you can't say he's got low self-esteem.
Everything about this story is fascinating to me.
Yes.
I don't normally follow these sort of these celebrity feuds, but this one is so epic and big and messy, and I don't have a side because I feel like there's probably some truth and probably some like grotesque lies on both sides.
That's exactly how I feel. That's how I feel too. I feel that, like, I bet they're both equally guilty about stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm just loving the fact that they're just throwing out receipts left and right.
Well, that's why I think that there's lies on both sides. Is they both have all of this proof, like all of these recorded phone calls and stuff. I'm like, did they know that the movie wasn't going to be good and that the only way that it would get any press is if they just made a mess out of the behind the scenes?
No, that movie's a hit, actually.
No, it's not. It was an absolute flop in theaters, and so then it went to Netflix, and now it's a hit because of all this press, but nobody saw it when it came out.
Well, that's the funny thing, because I almost watched it. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. No, I heard this movie sucked. So that's why. But I almost watched it just to see what the fuss was about. Yeah.
And I'm afraid to trash what it like how bad it might be because I'm afraid that like Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively might come for me.
Well,
really?
That would be good press for the podcast.
True.
Yeah, but
we should see if there's any old like Lifetime of Hallmark movies that Blake Lively's in.
Oh.
I'm trying to find the movie. This is a film adaptation. Apparently it's a book. It says no. Box office $351 million. Budget $25 million.
Where did it make $351 million?
This is why I thought it was a hit.
Even international. There's no. Where are you reading that figure from?
Okay. It's on Wikipedia. It ends with us grossed $148.5 million in the United States and Canada and $202.5 million in other territories. Worldwide total, $350 million.
I don't think
Variety said the film would net at least $25 to $30 million in profits for Sony and Baldini's Wayfair Studios.
All right, I'm looking up on Box Office Mojo because that figure sounds grotesquely out of whack.
And it's a series of books, too.
Oh, they could have a series of movies.
Well, it was supposed to be originally. But they like the fighting, like this all was in the press even when the movie came out. They were fighting.
Right.
And because they were originally going to make a sequel, and then and she's a producer, but he's the director and a producer. So he was getting squeezed out of it.
What's the latest news? I saw there was like an outtake because this stuff is on Inside.
The latest
Edition.
news is his website dropped today.
Oh, wait, what?
What do you mean it dropped?
His website. He has a website now with all of the shit going on and all of the stuff that she's done.
Okay. It dropped like its single dropped.
According to Box Office Mojo, this only made $50 million domestically and $148 internationally. Oh no, wait. Oh wait, no wait. I'm wrong. I am absolutely wrong.
This is a hit.
Opening? What?
Jason Dubray, can you please make Kurt Ends With Us?
I've considered watching it as well, but it just looks kind of.
I stand very corrected. I had no idea it made that much money in the U.S.
Thank God I made that correction. No, it did. Yes. No, I'm not watching this. The same reason. And Jason Dubray watched Baby. What was that? The Baby Girl. Baby Girl with Nicole Kidman.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, that looks gross. I'm not watching that. And he saw it. He didn't say whether he liked it or not. I don't know.
She's supposed to be great in that.
But I won't watch. It's like I'm not watching Baby Girl now because it looks like it's a softcore porno of some kind.
Well, watch it. It Ends With Us.
I might be willing to watch that. Maybe, but I have so many other things to watch and read and eat.
Watch and read and eat.
I can't have time to watch it. Sorry.
You need to watch Blade.
I agree.
Blade with Wesley Simpson? Not Wesley Simpson. Wesley Snipes?
Blade. Stephanie Shu.
I've got to watch all the Best Picture.
It's an easy watch.
But speaking of Blade and Wesley Snipes and Ryan Reynolds, Wesley Snipes had a cameo as Blade in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh, neat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen that either.
Very funny.
Oh, that's right. And is that the one? Is that the movie where he made fun of Justin Baldoni allegedly?
There is a version of Deadpool because it's like alternate universe thing, but there's a version of Deadpool which Justin Baldoni is claiming is making fun of him.
What, is he going to sue about that?
That's part of the suit.
Yeah. Part of the suit.
You can't sue someone for.
Well, he's calling it like slanders. I don't know what it is, but it's.
Yeah.
They're basically both sides are kind of throwing everything in the kitchen sink into this. I don't know. Look, I only know Justin Baldoni from Jane the Virgin, and he was great on that show, and I love that show, and it is one of those ones where you're like, the concept sounds so dumb, I don't know, but it's actually really funny and really well done.
I like Jane the Virgin.
Yeah,
I liked that.
It's very good. That's all I know him from now.
Yeah, Kurt, the show would drive you crazy because it's about a woman who accidentally got impregnated.
Why would that drive me crazy? I used to work with Blake Lively when I did extra work.
He was a virgin. He was a virgin.
You remember that show? What was it?
Gossip Girl.
Gossip Girl.
Glee. No, there's a show called Glee where the guy thinks like he got the girl pregnant, like because they were just in a hot tub together.
Yeah,
that was stupid.
Well, that was stupid because it's like teenagers being dumb, whereas Jane the Virgin, it's a series of like, telenovela circumstances where she's a virgin, but she becomes impregnated by somebody's child.
Okay.
Yep. Shall we get into this?
Yes.
But yeah, Kurt, watch late.
Stuff in the news.
Watch late.
When I
It's very good. It's an easy watch.
Now, we're not at that point
tonight.
in the movie yet, in My Sister's Serial Killer Boyfriend, but did you guys understand where I referenced in our text thread that somebody gets Blac Chyna'd in this movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yes, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I
Yes.
don't really remember seeing that you wrote that,
Yeah.
but I thought that
Uh-huh.
while I watched the movie.
Yes.
So,
Okay,
yes.
good.
Okay. So we're in Atlanta, which I don't know if we have many movies.
Lifetime does
From
a
Atlanta.
few a year in Atlanta. If they're not set in Santa Clarita, Lifetime movies are usually set in Atlanta, which means they filmed them there. They
Should
did
we
the
move to Atlanta?
they did that remake Pride and Prejudice there.
Oh, that's right. They did. Should we move to Atlanta? No.
No, isn't the weather a little bit better there? Is it kind of cleaner?
I
Climate
was
might
just
be.
there in June.
Yeah.
I was just there in June doing my show, and I actually liked it. But the problem with Atlanta is, okay, so Jason, you know how LA is spread out? But LA is spread out, but there are buildings everywhere, but LA is spread out.
Yeah.
Atlanta is kind of spread out where it's spread out, but in between everything is like woods and boonies. And so it
You see a lot of that in the cities in Texas too.
yeah.
Like San Antonio and Austin, there are very concentrated areas for sure, but then areas of like, oh, I've been driving for a while. Where is everything?
Yeah. But I liked it. And the gay scene there was fun. It was a lot of fun. But I didn't know if I could live there though. And plus, Atlanta, it's one of these like Atlanta is one thing, but the minute you leave Atlanta, it's a whole different world.
Yeah. I mean, not unlike going a bit outside of LA, really.
But it's closer because LA you got to kind of you know,
for sure.
When you get into those areas, you're going to San Francisco or something,
Or just you're like out in the Inland Empire or something.
right?
Yeah.
Or you're going to Palm Springs, or you're going, you're on your way somewhere.
Yeah.
Whereas Atlanta, it's like literally the minute you leave town.
Some people may have that experience in Austin, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
That's true.
And Austin is probably more pronounced too, because it probably as pronounced as it is with Atlanta, because it's like it's this very blue dot in a sea of red elsewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, and another thing I heard.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say I spent about 2 months in that state, and I did enjoy myself.
In
Another
Georgia
thing I heard
or
about Atlanta
Texas?
as actors is that there's kind of a ceiling, so like you can only get so far. And even though things shoot in Atlanta, a lot of the major characters are still cast either here in LA or in New York. So that's another thing.
But I would think it would be great when you're sort of lower on the totem pole as far as acting, because you have opportunities for like getting some 5 and unders and some small co-stars and guest stars.
Oh, for sure.
Good.
No,
Yeah.
I have friends. They're a couple, and they just moved here from Atlanta, like at the beginning of January. And that's basically, they built their resumes, and now they've moved here and their resumes look great.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
So we see these girls. They're playing ball, and one of the girls, they call each other. So there's 2 older sisters. Well, they're like what, like 12, 11, 12.
Yeah, they're,
I guess so.
the youngest is maybe like 7 or 8, and then the oldest probably like 12 at this point.
And so one of them is Pickle. They call each other Pickle and Mustard.
And the third one is
And
Hot
they're
Dog.
playing ball. And their little sister, their baby sister is Hot Dog. And so they were throwing a ball. The ball that got away from them. One of the older one went looking for it. She told the younger sister to stay with the little baby. And the little sister did not listen. And so someone came and grabbed her sister, like kidnapped her little sister. And that was our cold open.
Yeah. Where were the parents?
How much do you think that little girl? Where are the parents?
Yeah.
I was going to say, where were the little girl who was in it? How much do you think she got paid for that acting role? Did she get like
scale.
She probably got a day player scale, yeah, because she probably had less than 5 lines.
She didn't have any lines.
The youngest one didn't have any lines.
The youngest one was just playing in a pile of sand.
Well, then she may very well have just been a featured extra, but given the small size of the scene, they may have paid her as a principal anyway.
Yeah.
Ooh.
She's probably on IMDb.
She's just a pile of sand. This is what I'm talking about. I need to get
No,
into
she
this.
wasn't. That's what was hilarious about this opening scene is they gave the little kid like a little sand bucket and shovel like she was in a sandbox. She was just sitting on the lawn.
Doing nothing.
There was no sand.
Hire me for these roles. That's what I want to do.
Go to Atlanta.
Little girl gets kidnapped.
Go to
What
Atlanta,
that's what I'm
Kurt.
talking about.
Tyler
Atlanta,
Perry
man,
will
that's
hire you
Go to
to
Atlanta.
sit in non-sand for, Medea's next movie.
Throw me in a
Oh
pile
my
of
gosh, that's
sand,
right.
And then Medea kidnaps me.
Yeah, you could, Tyler Perry has like a whole studio there.
I'll make some cash.
And once you're in with Tyler Perry, it's one of these situations where once you're in with him, you're in.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was our cold open. So then This woman wakes up and she's having a nightmare, and it's the oldest kid, and she's now grown up,
Maddie.
So she looks at a picture of them as kids. She calls her sister Olivia. Olivia is like a graphic artist who you could tell Olivia is kind of a fuck up because she's supposed to be on deadline for work, but she's blocked. And she had plans with Maddie, but she forgot about them.
I didn't get that she was supposed to be a fuck up. Or if they were painting it that way, I don't feel like it was a fair representation of Olivia.
Well, remember, because she couldn't pay her rent.
I mean, Olivia was not the sharpest tool in the shed, but she also wasn't a complete mess.
Right.
She was making some bad choices.
Oh, so many bad choices. By the way, did you notice who directed the movie?
Who?
Alan Smithy?
No, the director's name is Danny J. Boyle, but not to be confused with director Danny Boyle, who did Trainspotting and Slumdog Millionaire, 127 Hours, 28 Days Later.
That guy's good.
That's like a Vivica.
Danny J. Boyle.
That's like not Vivica Fox. Vanessa Williams and Vanessa L, or is it L or K Williams?
Yeah, it is Vanessa L. Williams.
Vanessa L. Williams from the first season of Melrose Place.
Well, you know this. Danny Boyle's gone to parties like, I'm a director, Danny Boyle. Ooh. And then they find out too late that he's directed My Sister's Serial Killer Boyfriend and not Trainspotting.
Well, they should question why he
like,
doesn't
"Wait a minute."
have a British accent.
They're like, I thought you were Danny Boyle, not Danny J. Boyle.
Yeah, but these people don't know that. He's a British accent.
I want it to be the other way around. If you're in England, you meet the real Danny Boyle, and you're like, did you direct My Sister's Serial Killer Boyfriend? I love Lifetime.
I don't know Trainspotting, what?
So Olivia goes to take a shower, and then we see a black hoodie looking in the window. And I was like, the hoodie is back.
Hood acting. It's like this a hoodie is just walking around.
He was doing hoodie acting.
Like a parade. Someone's like holding a hoodie up and walking around with it.
So Maddie's talking, and she's talking about the serial killer, and she's talking about she's talking to her boss, and she's talking about the serial killer, and she's talking about the type of women he kills, and she has like a whole pattern going, like she's tracking the serial killer's move.
It should be pointed out, though, that Maddie, while she's a journalist, she's not on the beat of a story about this serial killer she's been trying to piece together. She's like a community reporter. We're supposed to be writing about like the opening of the park.
Right.
Yeah.
And her boss.
I thought newspapers were becoming a thing of the past. Apparently not. This place was thriving.
Oh, yeah.
With reporters.
And her boss just had this look on her face like she was done with her.
Well, I think that may have been one of our park ranger people.
Because, that's right. This was, like we said earlier, this was like the park ranger reunion. Class reunion.
Yeah. I know it's hard.
I mean, it was.
I did like it.
I would argue it was the entire cast in a way we haven't seen before.
Yeah. So the shower's very steamy, like very steamy, and then we hear like the menacing music, and then we see the person in black hoodie. And they try to get her, but she goes and she locks herself in a room and she calls the police. And of course, they're Lifetime police, so they're kind of like, yeah, whatever.
Well, they get worse as they go along, but yeah.
Oh, God, these are the worst Lifetime police ever.
They never want to work. They're like, okay, I want to leave here. I don't have to fill out any paperwork.
And so then we cut back to Maddie, and she's talking to her friend in the office, who kind of reminded me of the Rock character in Moana. He had like Moana hair.
Oh, really? See, he reminded me of the Soul Glow commercial and Coming to America.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
That's what he reminded me of.
Yeah.
He had a healthy head of hair, this guy.
He did, yeah. That's good. I admire that.
It was Kyle, right?
He's Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle,
and so he's asking Maddie, how did it go? And she's bummed. And she's like, the boss wasn't, into it. And then Maddie gets a call from Olivia.
She gets that text. A bluebird
is beating at the door. Oh, yeah. So then Maddie goes to Olivia's house and she's beating on Olivia's door. And this guy shows up and is like, go easy on my door.
I wrote in my notes because of his shirt that he was like a modern day Ralph Furley.
Yeah.
I said he looked like if Michael McDonald and Kenny Loggins had a child. He's like he's the yacht rock kid.
Yeah, that too.
Todd.
He's Todd?
His name was Todd, yeah.
Name. Oh, yeah. He looks like a Todd.
And so Maddie yells at him. Maddie yells at him. Olivia ends up being okay, but Maddie's yelling at him, and she's like, you should put bars on these windows. And he's like, no, because I want my rent. So it's like basically, so if you don't pay rent on time, then you don't deserve protection.
Well, also,
a sign of a fine neighborhood.
He said something about, because he basically knew about their past. He's like, yeah, I do a deep dive on all my tenants, which is basically his way of saying, yeah, I'm a creep and I've been stalking your sister.
Right.
Yeah, he reads like their Facebook stuff and things like that.
And then he calls her sweetie, and it's like, don't do that. Maddie's not having it.
No, he's crossing the line.
So then Maddie invites Olivia to move in with her for a couple of days, just so she could chill out and, just chill out.
They do well with trauma. They're like, people are attacking them and things like that. Like, oh, well, another day.
Yeah.
Well, at least at this point in the movie, Olivia's like, yeah, I probably shouldn't stay at my house. I'll stay at yours.
Right. Which is the first for Lifetime.
Yeah. It made logical sense at this point in the movie.
So, then there's more talk about the serial killer. And so Addie deduced that the serial killer was following a pattern, and now he was Atlanta. And then she tells Olivia, be careful because you fit the description of the type of women that the serial killer goes after. And then she was like, hey, you know what? Let's take a self-defense class. Because she's like, as a woman, especially as a woman who is the type that the serial killer is going for, you need a self-defense class. So they go to take a self-defense class together.
Yeah. I did think it was odd that the pattern of this serial killer, which they established as being a pattern, was that he's a guy that's into very pretty blonde hair, blue-eyed women.
Yes.
Like that. Isn't that most straight guys?
Well, Kurt.
I guess so.
I mean, just the very generic profile of an attractive, young, blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman. To me, that isn't really a pattern.
I was going to answer the question. I was going to say, I guess so, but I also don't mind a woman with a little meat on her bones.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, well, there you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Then you would not be a suspect in this movie.
There's a range.
Kurt has a perfect body, we've been told.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
So they go to the self-defense class, and the teacher was cute.
It was all right.
The teacher was a hot guy.
Well, they get moist over this teacher.
Yes.
But I guess that's all right, because it's a self-defense class. It's not like a college accredited class.
And so the thing is, though, initially, he's just being a teacher, and he's talking to them, and he's just basically teaching them, and, you know, like he's telling them to kick him in the crotch, and
he says strike first. It's like Cobra Kai.
Strike first. So at first, I thought Maddie was getting dickmatized because she was staring at him.
Yeah, I thought so too.
And then she gets a message. What was it? She gets a message from her app.
Oh yeah, she's like on a dating app.
It's from Jack.
Some guy named Jack. Yeah.
Named Jack. And then we cut back to the office, and Maddie's talking to Kyle, and she tells Kyle, you know what, even though the boss doesn't want me to do this article, I'm doing it anyway. And then this is where she gets like asshole-ish and kind of batty. So she tells Kyle, look up Todd Young, who I could see her wanting to take some kind of revenge on Todd because Todd's the creepy landlord. But then she tells Kyle to look up Hayden as well, the teacher.
They're like, Maddie's the one that found Hayden as an instructor. Right. Maddie's the one that dragged her sister to this class that her sister didn't want to go to, and now Maddie is the one suspicious of Hayden. Makes no sense.
To defend, and the thing is with Hayden, she's fucking with him. She starts fucking with him. Like Maddie started this.
She doesn't. Anyone she meets, she has a problem with. How come Kyle doesn't have any lights on? Also, there's like one little light bulb in that office.
Probably some sort of union strike.
Well, the boss looks like she's like, we're conserving energy. For our okay. Like, you know, the print media is dying, so we've got to like conserve our bucks. So then the next day, Maddie shows up early for class. The teacher's just being a teacher, like, you know.
He's teaching.
And she asks him how he got involved with teaching, and he's like, oh, I had a friend get attacked once, and then that inspired me to start teaching self-defense, which is not a far-fetched answer at all. But then she starts, so one of the things about Maddie is Maddie was one of these people, she's very kind of in your face. So she asks him, so where are you from? And he's like, the Midwest. And then she's like, upper or lower? And he's like, well, what are you, a cop? Why are you like in my face about this.
Yeah, back off, lady.
I will say, in Maddie's defense, though, if you ask somebody where are you from, and their response is a very vague the Midwest, that's suspicious. Even weirder is a follow-up of upper or lower Midwest. Who the fuck refers to the Midwest as I'm from the lower Midwest? Who says that?
Wait, is that what she asked?
Yes.
Yes.
She said upper. I don't remember. So what would it be? Is the Chicago? Would that be upper?
If somebody
Michigan.
gave me a vague answer to the question of where are you
Michigan's
from,
upper.
and they said the Midwest, I'd be like, oh, where in the Midwest?
Yeah.
In the mid. Well, that's weird. Upper
Or like
lower
what
Midwest?
city or what
Well, we don't
state?
know. Maybe that's what they're saying in the Midwest. I don't know.
No, they're not. They're saying pop.
Well, look, here in South Jersey, we say down the shore, and nobody else says that.
Right, but I live here, and I know that that's a phrase from there.
But you grew up here, too.
I didn't grow up on the shore.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So it's still.
Not at the shore.
Well, I don't know. I think you're right. I don't know.
I knew it.
You knew it, too?
Yeah. I watched Jersey Shore.
Oh,
I used to.
I guess that's where you probably hear it there, too. No, I never heard of lower, upper Midwest.
I'm not
Sounds
from the
very
central
fancy.
Midwest. I've heard of down the shore.
I moved on from that. I've accepted.
So then Olivia is like, Maddie, come on, chill out. You're being weird.
Yeah.
So then Hayden is teaching, right? And he uses Maddie as an example, and he gets his revenge on her and like knocks her down.
Yeah, I was out of line.
Absolutely was. I would have sued him.
Yeah.
Well, I would have sued.
So then after class, Maddie asks her sister if she wants to go out, and her sister's like, "Oh no, I'm going out with Hayden." And then Maddie gets a message from her dating app.
Here's where things get weird.
Yeah.
You think?
I do.
But as they're leaving, she takes a picture of his car, which I understand that. I fully understand.
I understand that, but bad snooping because she just did it out in broad daylight. Like he's driving the car at that point. He could see somebody's out there with their camera out taking a photo of the car.
Right. You got to memorize that plate.
I have lots of issues with her snooping that we're going to get to because she was the worst.
She's a bad journalist.
The worst. I would fail if she took my snooping class. I would fail her in an instant.
Yeah. Oh, that should be your lecture.
How to snoop? Yeah, seriously. She was the worst.
Well, now things get so strange that I thought there was going to be some kind of payoff to this kind of compulsive behavior she has.
Yeah, same.
But no. She's a sex addict or something is going on.
Yeah.
First of all, she gets all dolled up like she's in a Poison video, and then just kind of like meets the guy in the bar. I don't think she even said a word to him. She's just like, "Okay, off to the bathroom we go."
Cause she showed up, and then he showed up, and then he asked her if she wanted a drink, and then she was like, "Well, I want something else."
I don't want to slut shame anyone because I have certainly had my moments of like, hey, let's just get right to business. And I think that's fine. But then she kept doing that to this guy over and over throughout the movie.
Yes.
And then he takes a turn at the end where you're like, what? Come on, dude. Have self-respect.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Right. Exactly. Because, she invites him in the bathroom and they totally go at it. Which, and I agree with you, Jason. I'm not going to slut shame anyone. And she's, hey,
get the D. Go for it.
Well, I won't either. But if you put that in a movie, it should serve as some kind of purpose,
Well, yeah.
I mean, I think it says something about her character that she couldn't have any real connection with somebody, but she still needs.
Well,
So then Maddie comes home and she walks in the house and she gets startled because Hayden's there.
I was gonna say, I wonder if anyone's ever gotten it on in one of those porta potty things. That's got to be disgusting.
Oh, I'm sure.
I would never, because the smell is so disgusting.
That's so gross. Yeah, I'm.
But again,
sure
I'm not a saint.
Huh?
I said, but again, I'm not a saint.
Well, no, I just even using the porta potty for what it's supposed to be used for is too much.
Yeah.
I've never had a pleasant experience in one.
No.
Like I would almost sooner be caught just doing it in public. Like I'd rather get arrested for having sex in public than not get arrested but have sex in a porta potty.
Well, it would smell better.
Yeah.
In public.
Well, yes.
So Hayden's covered in blood.
Oh yeah.
He RFK Jr.'d it.
Yeah. And we find out that they went hiking in the middle of the night, and as they were driving home, he hit a deer. If you hit a deer, your car would be ruined.
That's what they say, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But his truck not only did it not get ruined, he then, what do they call it on the Beverly Hillbillies, roadkill stew? He put the buck in the back of his car and was going to eat it.
That's what I say about RFK. Do you remember RFK Jr. over the summer? There was a story of allegedly a woman in front of him hit a bear and he picked up the bear, put it in his car, then it sat there while he was at dinner, and then he had a flight out of it was the most convoluted, wacky story ever. Yeah.
That's right.
He hit a bear?
She hit a bear, allegedly. He was driving near Central Park and then took it to dinner at
Central Park.
It was near Central Park, and then
bears.
And then went to a steak dinner. I forget what chain. It was one of the nicer of the at Ruth's Chris or something like that. And then forgot that he had a flight the next day, so that it sat in his car when he flew out. It was this whole thing of how is any of this true?
No. Did he say that story?
Yes. He recounted it on a podcast or something.
Well, he's not well.
No. Nope. A worm is literally eating his brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I could tell.
Oh boy.
Oh, so then Hayden leaves. And Maddie starts yelling at her sister, how can you go hiking with this guy at night?
Right. No, I agree with her. What are you going to say? You were the defender?
Well, I was going to say, on the one hand, I get it. But then on the other hand...
No.
On the other hand, somebody just broke into your home a few days ago.
Yeah, you're not hiking at night with a person who's pretty much a stranger.
So then,
covered in blood.
So while Maddie is yelling at her sister about her behavior, she gets a message from Jack. So basically, it was, "Hello, Pot. This is Kettle. You're black." Because then Jack sends a message what the hell? What was up with that? That just happened. Even though he enjoyed it, he enjoyed it.
Yeah, but you start thinking about stuff afterwards, something's wrong over there.
So then Maddie goes and meets with Kyle, and Kyle found out dirt about Todd, the landlord. And he found out dirt about Todd, the landlord, right? And then wait. Oh, so then this is where the bad snooping starts.
No, it already started.
Because first she's Kyle's like, okay, I have dirt on Todd, but I can't find anything on Hayden at all. Like nothing. And so Maddie finds that strange that like a person in this day and age has nothing on the internet whatsoever. So
and she's not wrong, but if we're to believe that she is a journalist, why did she not notice that odd fact about him when she found his self-defense class?
Right. Exactly.
Yes. How hard is it for her to do a Google search? She needs like a
not hard at all
colleague to do that. Well, she can't seem to do it.
Google. Google. Google.
There you go, Maddie.
That's what I'm talking about.
So this is where the dumb snooping comes in. So she shows up at his gym. He's training somebody. It's broad daylight. He's there. It's a full gym.
Oh yeah.
And she goes into his office and just starts snooping, and it's like, you idiot, he can walk in at any time.
So the lockers have kind of these it's almost like a mesh front, so it's like like not really a screen, but it's like slatted, so you can like stick your finger through there, but you're not going to be able to take anything out. As she's sticking her finger in there trying to get his ID, like she's going to somehow be able to slide it out through these tiny little finger-sized like holes in the front of it.
Unfortunately for her, the locker doesn't have the thing where you put like in a quarter and the claw comes down to get it.
No,
she needed something like that.
And because it looked like it was probably like noon. It's like, if you don't, that is not how you snoop. You don't go in at noon in a full gym in a public part of the, like where she was. It wasn't a private area. And so of course he catches her and she's like, oh, I left a sweatshirt. And he's like, yeah, right.
She says, I'm standing by the lost and found. And it's just like a box of towels and stuff. He's like, well, that's not the lost and found.
So at this point, she's like fucking with this guy. She really is. So then later, he's at dinner with Olivia, and Olivia's telling a story like about when they were younger about Maddie. And then Hayden's like, oh, so talking about Maddie, well, I was at work today minding my own business, and she showed up at my job and was snooping, trying to get at my stuff. And then they look over, because first Olivia's like, well,
this is amazing.
We have this childhood thing. And then he looks over and she's there snooping in a hat. I'm like, you're an idiot.
She's sitting at the next booth.
I mean, the only thing that would have made this moment funnier is if the hat that you were wearing said, I'm not Maddie, look away.
Right. And the funny thing is Olivia is so used to this because they've been doing this. Maddie's been doing this since they were kids. Olivia's so used to this, she just kind of rolls her eyes and just like, ugh, just ignore her.
Yeah, if this were a sitcom and that had happened, the audience would have given a big laugh that Maddie's there, and also given a laugh at Olivia's response of like, Maddie.
Yeah, but we're supposed to take this seriously.
Yeah.
But she's snooping right at the next table, like looking over with her head turned. And then as soon as they see her, she like walks out.
Yeah, Olivia just like rolls her eyes. She's like, whatever. This is my life, Hayden.
Well, it's not a pleasant life that,
So at this point, Maddie is like looking like bonkers. And then Hayden talks to Olivia and he's like, basically he gives her like an I can take you away from all this speech.
Go. Now I understand why she wanted to go.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking through this.
And then he invites Olivia back to his place. Or either they go to his place or her place, probably.
It's hers. Hers.
Olivia comes back the next day, and Maddie is acting like unhinged, and Olivia
Maddie would be a
like,
good match. Maddie might be a good match for Robert Kennedy Jr.
Probably.
Yeah, they'd be good. They'd be like Sid and Nancy, just like feeding off each other.
And then, you know, by the way, Olivia is an adult. Olivia is definitely over 21.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
So she comes home and Maddie's acting crazy, and Olivia is just like, ugh, you know, you're an idiot. And then they get in an argument.
I would say in normal circumstances, given what they went through as kids, but also now fast forward to adults, and Maddie's been crazy this whole time. If you're Olivia, I totally get that you're like, Maddie, stop being so overprotective. Except for the fact that Olivia's place had just been broken into. Somebody was in her home. If anyone should be worried and freaking out at this point, it's Olivia, not Maddie.
Right. And especially, you know, and then throw the stalking into it, because mocking.
Right.
It's just a lot.
Yeah,
so then we find out that, you know, Maddie still has residual blame from their sister being kidnapped when they were kids, which I totally understand. I totally get that. And
I wrote in my notes at this point, though, I do not care about these people. I just did not care. Like,
well, I feel bad.
Murder them all. I don't care. Just murder them all. I do not care.
I was hoping that the missing little girl would arrive.
I thought there was a chance she could.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to find out that the bad guy of this movie was somehow associated with the little girl who's bitter that they never came to find her.
Right. So then, of course, Olivia's like, you know what? I'm done. I'm going home.
You know, the little girl who was in this pile of sand, she's the only one who made out well in this movie. She got the hell away from these crazy sisters.
We also don't know that she's dead. We don't know that definitively.
Oh no, I don't think she is dead. I think she's hiding. She's keeping away from these people.
So then after Olivia leaves, Maddie's like sitting eating dinner, and then she gets another text from Jack. And Jack, it's like Jack has no self-respect.
Jack is clingy as fuck, dude. Like, it was a hookup. She just wanted sex. Move along.
Right.
Yeah, if you're having amorous activity near the urinal, you know,
right?
Back off a bit.
That's what I don't get. It's like, I get a bathroom hookup, and I also get catching feelings for somebody you've been on a date with. But if you've had the bathroom hookup, that's not linked to amorous feelings at that point.
Right. So Jack's like, well, let's start over. Let's try this again. And then they totally went back and had another bathroom hookup.
But this time he's got handcuffs.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But she wasn't into that.
It's bad.
I also thought that was a bonkers moment too, because you are somebody that you're not looking for a deep connection with someone. You just want something sort of risque, and you're hooking up with this guy that you met on an app. You know nothing about him. You're fucking in the bathroom, and then you find handcuffs. And you're like, whoa, line in the sand.
Right. And she's
boundaries.
the one. Yeah. But he actually wants a relationship, and she's the one that's like turning it into a sexual thing.
Yeah. Come on, Jack.
What?
Yeah, no, she's the one that turned it, because the whole reason why he's like, well, let's start over again, is he wanted to actually have like a date.
Yeah.
And she wanted to have a date.
He's falling for her, Kurt. He's falling for her.
He's falling for her?
Yeah.
Is that a song?
No, I'm just saying. Jack's he's in love. He's got feelings.
I thought you were feeling this thing. Okay.
Obviously, the bathroom sex was really good because he.
Now I understand. Yeah, if you put it that way.
Has anyone ever had good bathroom sex? Like, has anyone ever walked away from bathroom sex and like, that is some of the best sex I've ever had. I don't think that ranks among. I wasn't asking. I mean, if you want to answer, go ahead.
I was going to answer.
So what is it, Kurt?
Yeah, go ahead.
What was the question?
Has anyone ever has anyone that's ever had sex in a bathroom ever walked away from that encounter or looking back on that encounter and thought to themselves, that was some of the best sex I've ever had? You
didn't put it that way.
If I were hypothetically somebody that has had sex in a bathroom more than once, I would tell you that no, it does not rank even the top 25 percentile.
I don't think I've had the hypothetical public bathroom, but a private bathroom.
Any kind of bathroom.
That's probably a whole different.
Oh, that's different.
Oh, yeah.
Let's say any bathroom.
Yeah, that's a good experience.
Because I've had, but is it like, oh my God, the best up there? Like so good that I got to go back to that well over and over?
It was different. Well, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that.
I like that Les just wanted you backed into a corner.
Yeah, he's sitting not saying anything. He does torture me.
Yes, it was Kurt. It was our anniversary on Facebook. Kurt and I have known each other for 17 years.
Wow.
We've known each other for 20 years.
Oh, Facebook wasn't around when we first met?
No, I met you at the Cincy Fringe in 2005.
Oh, that's right. We met, but we didn't become friends like right away.
Right, but we did meet.
Yeah, but we did meet.
Yeah.
I've been tormenting Kurt ever since.
I wasn't on Facebook. I was on Facebook probably, and you were probably like my first group of Facebook friends then. That makes sense.
Tormenting Kurt Fitzpatrick is my raison d'etre.
What are you doing?
My reason for living.
All right, moving on. Moving out of the bathroom.
Anyway, okay, so now she's she's back at home. Maddie's back at home and she's sleeping. And then the black hoodie shows up and he steals her purse. And then this was weird because he steals her purse and then he goes to her car and starts honking the horn.
This whole sequence made no fucking sense whatsoever.
I couldn't even follow it.
And then she wakes up and hears someone honking on her horn and goes to the garage by herself. Because if someone's honking the horn in your car, that means someone's in your car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to stay in my room and just lock the door.
Yeah, this person that is paranoid that a stalker is chasing your sister, that there's a serial killer loose, here's someone honking her horn, and she goes outside, no shoes, no kind of protection like a baseball bat or a gun or anything, just goes out there, she's like, I'm just going to check on this myself. She's a fucking moron.
Such a moron. Because then she goes into the garage and the car is on and it's full of carbon monoxide. And what does idiot do? She goes into the garage. And then when she goes into the garage, then the hoodie pushes her in there and shuts her in there. So, and then her purse is in the car.
Right.
Yeah. It's supposed to look like she had done this to herself, but if you're trying to get rid of Maddie, this is an awful lot of work to go through to kill her off.
Right. So then Olivia comes over. Oh, because Maddie contacts Olivia.
No, not yet. No, she gets out of this because there's a neighbor.
Oh, that's right. The silver daddy
neighbor. And then when the hoodie person sees the neighbor coming, he quickly unlocks all the garage doors.
Yeah, so it doesn't look like anyone had done this to her. It looks like she did it to herself. But she's in the car. The car is started in the garage. She can't get out because she's it's trapped in there. Drive the fucking car through the fucking door, you dumbass.
Right.
Can I ask a question too? I have my hand raised.
Yes. Oh, go for it.
So this is a garage that locks on the outside.
Well, no, he like put like wedges in there so that.
Oh,
it
he
couldn't
added
open.
locks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He's got some handyman skills. Like to hire him.
But again, like it was a pretty elaborate way of getting Maddie out of the picture.
Right.
Yeah.
So the silver fox neighbor like scoops her up and takes her out, like the body.
Yeah, this guy. Yeah, here's a guy who's like a friend of the producer. Hey,
You didn't look at the credits, Kurt? Look at their Facebooks?
no, some things are just too obvious. You just know. That guy's the next door neighbor of the producer. Good for him. He gets a little role.
So then the Lifetime cops are just at an all-time lazy.
Oh, I didn't get to see the credits. That's what happened. But we'll get to that.
Oh yeah, it did kind of cut off at the end.
So she's talking to the cops and she's like, someone tried to kill me. And then the Lifetime cop is so annoyed that she had to work. She's like, are you drunk? And just starts blaming her.
Well, she says she's trying to kill herself. She says,
And she's like, no, I'm not.
I'm trying to kill you.
And then she finally, someone speaks up and she's like, you're the police, do something. And then the cop like shames her.
Yeah.
And then the cop's like, well, come to the station tomorrow if you want. But you don't have to. But if you want to, just come by.
What would be the point,
So then the next day, Maddie's in bed. Olivia's there. And then Olivia's like, well, hey, when do you want to go to the police station? She's like, you need to go. Olivia is kind of hesitant about it since they didn't believe her. And she apologizes to Maddie and she apologizes to Olivia. And she's like, you know what? I want to make it up to you. I've been crazy. Why don't you two come over for dinner tonight? So they're having dinner. It looks like it's going well. Everybody looks like they're getting along. And then Maddie starts like grilling them. And so she's like, well, do you two have thoughts about the future? And then he gives the speech, and I wrote, he's like a doomsday prepper.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I like to live off of the land, and I want to go to the country, and yeah.
My special lady and I will spend our time canning vegetables and
right, eating roadkill deer that I hit in my truck.
The bear that I apparently hit near Central Park.
So then Maddie's like, well, so then Maddie's like, hey, well, let's take a picture. And they take a picture.
This is one of the smarter things Maddie did, by the way.
Yes.
Was getting them to pose for a photo.
Yeah. But then later they're doing dishes and he's like helping her do the dishes. And he accidentally like breaks her phone.
He accidentally, in air quotes, knocks it in the sink.
Yeah, he drops it in the water.
And then she starts freaking out. You did that on purpose. Where it's like, Maddie, if you were taking a picture like that, you should go put your phone away.
Also, what old ass phone do you have that's not water resistant in 2025, dumbass?
Exactly.
Jeez, I don't even know. I don't know if mine is. Anyway, that's my problem.
And then so she's freaking out, and then Olivia is like, Hayden, just, you know what? Go to the car. I'll be out there. Just go to the car. I'll be out there in a second. So then we find out that Maddie has like a total track record of doing this with all of her boyfriends.
Mm-hmm.
So Maddie is like just like this bonkers bitch. Like she's just bonkers.
Understandably, but A, Olivia should know that. B, Olivia should be more concerned too. Because again, she's the one who's had her home broken into.
But if Maddie is like this with all of her boyfriends, though.
Yeah.
Well, are all her boyfriends up to these shenanigans, or?
Well, but no. But then if Maddie is doing shenanigans like she's doing with all of her boyfriends, that's a lot to deal with.
Yeah.
There are some people who are a lot.
Oh yeah, Maddie's definitely a lot.
Yeah, she's
yeah, like Olivia's done. Like Maddie is, and you could tell Maddie was like very like manic. So then later, she's talking to Luca. Oh, first Maddie was like, "Well, there's just something about him I don't trust." But Olivia's done at this point. And so then Maddie goes to Kyle, and she's like, "Okay, so I was taking this pic so I could use the facial recognition software." And Kyle's like, "Well, just check the cloud." And so she checks the cloud. She finds the picture. Then she gets a message from Kyle, "Hey, I found something. Come back to work." So then the Black Hoodie shows up at work and grabs a letter opener. And it's, it's the typical Lifetime scene. It's very late at night. No one's in the office. And Black Hoodie and Kyle have a fight. And the next thing we know, Kyle is dead. And then the hoodie comes off, and guess what? It's Hayden. So Maddie's right, but I will still stand by, even though Maddie is right, Maddie started fucking with him first.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you think she had it coming? Well,
Kinda.
I appreciate that we found out who it was this early, like the halfway point.
Hold on a second.
Oh. Where are you going? You're doing something.
Well, he's wearing a black hoodie right now, so we should not trust
right.
whatever Les is doing.
He might be going out to strangle
Is
someone.
John okay?
Oh, he's got a wire. He's got a wire, too.
Wait, don't strangle us with your cord. Blac Chyna
I had
style.
to plug it. I have to play in my computer.
Oh.
Something fell. Oh, now his phone fell in the water, just like that kitchen scene.
It's all saved in the cloud.
This is like a reenactment of that movie. Wow. So you're not going to sit through The Brutalist?
No.
3.5 hours?
No.
But it's nominated. Don't
So
you have to
what?
watch it?
There's a lot of things that get nominated I don't watch because they're too damn long. I didn't see Killers of the Flower Moon either.
Did I like this more than that? I'm going to say I think so. Yeah. I did like The Brutalist, and there was a payoff. Yeah, there was a payoff, yeah.
Nope. Refused to see it. Not doing it. It's a heavy drama, and it's over 3 hours long. Just not going to do it.
It is heavy. It is heavy stuff.
I will watch plenty of heavy stuff, but it does. If it can be broken into parts, if it can be broken into like mini series or something like that, then do that. It does not need to be one movie with an intermission. No.
What do you guys think of Adrian Brody? Do you think he's a handsome person?
I've never personally been attracted to him. I think he's a good actor, but he didn't do anything for me like sexually.
His face. I think he's got a handsome face.
I'm back.
Les, what would you say?
Who the guy?
Adrian Brody.
No, Adrian Brody.
We're back in the list.
I think he has. I think he's kind of cute.
What's going on with your mic there, Les?
Oh, hold on.
Well, he starts talking Adrian Brody. It's like
better.
You talking?
Better.
Okay, there you
go. Better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Better.
Yeah. All right, let's get back because we're still rolling here. I'm not going to cut.
Adrian Brody. You know what they say: big nose, big hose.
Okay.
All right, keep that in. We got it all. We're good. Jeez, I'm sorry I brought it up now. Do we have to go down a dark road? No, that's
He's a talented actor.
I won't see the movie.
Anyway.
I already had to watch this thing.
The Brutalist.
So anyway, Kyle is dead. So Kyle is dead.
Yeah.
Right.
Poor thing.
Okay. I see dead. And then we find out it's Hayden, but I still blame Maddie for starting shit.
I don't, and I'll tell you why. And it's a giant plot point in this, plot hole in this movie. Is yes, Maddie started shit. Yes, Maddie was already going after Hayden before we knew anything bad about him. But we now know that Hayden is the person that broke into Olivia's place very early in the movie, before Maddie has even found him as an instructor. Like, yes. He already had his sights set on Olivia for no reason other than that she was blonde and blue.
True. But then Maddie started messing with him for no reason, but just happened to be right.
Well, she was right, though, yeah. I mean, there could be two assholes in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
You could say she was intuitive.
You could say that she was a dick.
You dick!
Oh, she was a dick.
Yeah.
She definitely was a
dick!
Big nose, big hose.
It's true.
Dick!
Anyway, so then there's another police officer that shows up.
No, this is the one from earlier. One of the ones from earlier.
She seemed happier though. Like, she seemed in a better mood.
Yeah. I don't think this is the one from Maddie's house. I think this is the one from Olivia earlier in the movie.
Yeah. This wasn't the one that accused Maddie of being drunk when
no,
she was in the garage. This was the other one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's talking, but then she has a look the look on her face is when she's looking at Maddie is also, this woman is crazy. But she then says, well, okay, my partner's going to join us, and her partner is Jack.
From the bathroom, fucking with the handcuffs.
For the bathroom. So that's why Jack had cuffs on him, because he's a cop.
Why didn't he have a gun, though? I found that to be a weird detail, too. Like, if they're just going right at it in the bathroom, why did he have his handcuffs on him but not his gun?
Maybe it's one of these situations where he, like, checked his gun or whatever, but he was in a hurry. Because when she agreed to meet him, he was in such a hurry that he, like, forgot to take his handcuffs out of his pocket.
You shouldn't be using work stuff in, like, sexual situations. That's like if you went out with a doctor and they put, like, a thermometer up your butt.
Or maybe he didn't change his clothes from work.
Again, like, to me, I would think the gun or the holster would be there. I don't know.
Don't they have to check it in, though, or, like...
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm still pissed off about that thermometer.
So it's Jack, and then Jack is acting cagey too. Jack's being very
well, because he
cagey.
doesn't want his female partner, police officer partner, to know that he fucked the person that has witnessed or found this murdered body.
Right.
Your private life is your private life.
Yeah.
And then he tells her. He tells Maddie, you need to get a lawyer. And so then she's telling her story. And then once again, they're like, well, did you call the police? And the female officer is kind of over it again. And she didn't want to work. And then I wrote here, she doesn't want to work and Jack is screwing in bathroom.
Yeah.
And then the detective later looks at Jack. She's like, "Okay, what's up? You're acting weird. What's going on?"
Yeah, she's astute.
Right.
She's got to figure it out.
And then, which technically Jack has done nothing wrong.
Oh no!
He has,
at this point, he has.
Wrong. Yeah.
At this point, he now has, because now he hasn't like owned up to Maddie. Like, hey, I should probably recuse myself from this case because you and I did the nasty.
Right.
But as far as his boss goes, like what he did, the nasty, there was nothing wrong with him doing the nasty.
Not when he did it, no.
Not when he did it.
It's these other circumstances.
Yeah. And I think we can all agree that it definitely was nasty.
Oh yeah, it was nasty.
Yeah.
Even nasty.
So then Maddie's boss, who, like I said earlier, looked over it, just over it. She fires Maddie. She fires Maddie and shames her.
I love that this boss is like they're at a newspaper. This huge story is breaking right under her very eyes, and she's mad at Maddie because she didn't write a story about the fucking park.
What was the big story? This one was.
This movie is so fucking dumb.
That's why newspapers keep going.
Yeah,
they've been knocked out. As a New York Press, Village Voice, Newsday, and now her. She's out.
And then I love that Maddie apologizes, and she's like, "Save the apology for his parents. This is all your fault."
That's a shitty thing to say.
No, it wasn't. She's not wrong.
No, she didn't kill the person.
But she was doing all this shit on the DL. Like, if the newspaper had any knowledge about this, they probably could have like beefed up protection at the paper. Ugh. This is absolutely Maddie's fault that Kyle's dead. 100%.
Oh. No. She was enabling a murder.
Yeah.
I don't go along with that.
You don't think she's at least partly responsible for Kyle's death?
No. It's the actual murderer who I'd say is responsible.
Well, the murderer is responsible, but the murderer isn't even setting his sights on Kyle until Maddie ropes Kyle into this nonsense.
But everybody in her orbit,
like Hayden should have murdered Maddie.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Everyone in her orbit is at risk in this situation.
Yeah.
Because even though Maddie is right, Maddie is annoying as hell.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make her an enabler.
But she was.
So the detectives must hate Maddie too, because they go over to Hayden's house and they're like, "Oh, Maddie turned you in." They're like, "Maddie's the one that gave us your name." And then, so one of the things that happened that we forgot to mention is earlier in the movie, when Jack was texting Maddie on her app, looked at her app and saw Jack's message come in on the app.
Yeah. Right.
So Jack is there, and Jack is talking to Olivia, but as a cop, he's on duty, and Olivia's like, "Ugh, my sister's crazy." And then she goes, "Is your name Jack? Did you hook up with my sister?"
Yeah, I like that. I also love that she recognized him from the on a phone, the tiny little thumbnail of his face. She recognized him.
Right.
That could answer.
But that was funny because the other detective is there and she looks at Jack and she yells at him.
Yeah.
Because it is a conflict of interest.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes.
So then Hayden is telling Olivia, your sister's crazy and you should just cut her out of your life. Which That's at true. The time they were having tension. They were having tension, and the sister was acting crazy. So Olivia was more susceptible to this.
Yes.
So Hayden's like, "Well, let's leave town," and he's like, "We're going to go 2 hours south." And then I wrote the question: what happened to Olivia's job?
I was curious.
Remember,
about that
Olivia was on deadline.
Yeah, because she wasn't working anymore.
Right. So then Olivia's in the other room and Hayden takes Olivia's phone. And meanwhile, Jack goes to Maddie's house.
Yeah.
And he tells her, "I'm not on the case anymore. I've recused myself from the case. But the reason why I'm here is I want to warn you about what's going to happen." And he's like, listen, the murder weapon has your print on it, so you really do need to get a lawyer because they're going to come after you. And then she's like, why are you doing this? And then he gives her a kiss.
What the fuck is this movie? Like,
I think
what? Like, when that happened, I was like, what? Why? Why do we need to turn this moment into a love story? What the actual fuck?
Because he kisses her. And I think because the TV show Laid, where the therapist tells her, you like chaos and you're attracted to chaos.
Oh, yeah.
And you do whatever you can to create chaos in your life. I think this guy has the same problem as the woman on Laid has.
Oh, well, Maddie absolutely likes the chaos too. It's just, it's insane to me. The entire storyline with Jack looking out for Maddie out of nowhere, other than they just fucked a couple of times in a bathroom. It made no logical sense in a movie.
No.
It's a love story.
And
from the bathroom to the bedroom.
After the bathroom, and the thing is, though, they had sex in the bathroom, and she was not nice to him after.
No.
At all. At all. She was not even remotely nice to him.
This guy needs to just fucking hire a dominatrix and call it a day.
Damn. Hey, I did a show recently where it was like the three of us had our dressing room was a one-person bathroom, and then we left it idle like briefly, and someone went in and took a dump in it.
Ew! In your dressing room?
Yeah.
Ew!
So there's a lot of hijinks going on in bathrooms. They're being repurposed in many ways.
But the thing is, sometimes like when you have a hook, like it's been years since I've had a random hookup, but when I was hooking up, you'd hook up with someone and they'd be nice after, like, you'd be friendly after.
Oh, yeah.
She wasn't even friendly.
Hey, shake hands.
Shake hands. It's like, well, we've done the deed, but let's shake hands. Nice meeting you.
At least hand him a towel.
What's that? You give him a towel?
Hand him a towel.
A paper towel.
Yeah.
No, not a paper.
That's all they have available. What else?
They're in a bathroom. I'm not talking like in an apartment less. I'm talking like in the bathroom there at that bar.
Oh,
you're talking about a fancy place when there's like somebody in the bathroom handing out towels.
No, I'm talking like if you have a hookup like at somebody's home, and then you're finished with your business, and there's usually a like, hey, do you need a towel?
Oh, Jesus.
Well, you've got to have manners, Kurt.
Yeah. Hey, and you're doing yourself a favor. You don't want to wipe off on the sheets.
Right.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to wrap my mind around it. All right.
Oh, so then, okay, so I was confused with Todd and Olivia's relationship because I thought that they hated each other. But then Todd finds Olivia's phone in the garbage because that's where Jack threw it. And then Todd is like, yo, big boy, I could get fined. And I did want Hayden to punch him because Todd was a dick.
Well, Todd Furley here. I don't think it was that Todd and Olivia were suddenly like BFFs and he's like, oh, Olivia's phone is here. Todd was upset because he could get in trouble because they're not disposing of their electronic waste properly.
That guy's really specific.
I think there was a line of dialogue about that, wasn't there?
Yeah. Yes. No, he said that. He totally said that.
And they gives Hayden Olivia's phone and the charging cable.
Right.
Yeah. But then also Todd was like, well, Olivia told me that you're going down south. And I'm like, well, if they hated each other, why is she telling him her business?
Because he's the landlord.
Fucking business, Todd.
He's the landlord. She's letting him know, like, hey, I'm not going to give you rent for a while.
I thought he had a camera in it. In the place. That's how I knew.
Oh, Todd has totally equipped that place Sliver style, I'm sure.
Oh, totally.
What happened to that?
So then,
Philip Noyce, is that the guy's name? Yeah, Philip Noyce. He did a couple of good movies.
He did a bunch of good movies.
So Hayden strangles Todd. He strangles Todd. And then he throws Olivia's phone in the gutter.
Well, that's not properly disposed.
No. So then they leave, and Maddie is calling around asking different women if their friend took self-defense classes. So then Hayden and Olivia are driving. Olivia can't find her phone. So she's like, I think that we should go back because I think I forgot my phone. And then he shames her. Hayden shames her for having a phone. He's like, I don't even have a phone. And it's so funny with people. There are people out there who will try to shame you for having a phone.
Yes.
Or they'll shame you for having an up-to-date phone and they still have like the flip phone. And it's like, having a flip phone does not make you a better person.
Well, I also think it was a weird detail to introduce about this character so late in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, if you wanted it to be like, hey, this guy like he's living off the grid because he's shady, but we're gonna make it just like he's that type of person that doesn't want a phone. It should have been laid out up front.
Right. So then Maddie's still making calls. Hayden and Olivia stop by this country store, and before he goes in, he grabs his gun. So I thought that he was going to hold the store up. Mm-hmm. And even Olivia asks him, why do you need a gun? Now, meanwhile, Maddie goes over to Olivia's house. And then we cut back to Olivia and Hayden in the store, and the store owner like totally knows Hayden, and he's like, "Hey, your name is David. You haven't been here in a while." And he was really friendly with him, like they were buddies.
Yeah. And Olivia steals a pen.
Yes.
Oh.
Now Olivia, this was smart. I give her credit for this. This was good. Because okay, it was half smart. Because
still Olivia.
Olivia goes to the bathroom and writes a note. And then when they're leaving the store, Olivia drops the note on the counter. And the owner reads the note, and the note said, "Call my sister," and had the number, when the note should have said, "Call my sister and the cops. Yeah. I'm being kidnapped." Right.
Yeah.
So Maddie goes into Todd's house. True. She goes into Todd's house. She finds Todd dead. Mm-hmm. And then the store owner, who we find out his name is Charles, calls and says, "Your sister left a note with a bird on it." Now, I didn't get what the bird meant.
Oh, that was a reference to earlier in the movie. They were singing some song about a bluebird when they were talking about their stupid nicknames of mustard, pickle, and hot dog. And they were singing that song. And then also earlier in the movie, when Olivia's house was broken into, she just sent Maddie a bluebird emoji, which meant, hey, I'm in danger.
Okay. Got it. So Hayden and Olivia get to the house. Hayden, "Hey, Olivia, can I carry you over the threshold?" And Olivia says, "Sure." But then when he goes to carry her, she kicks him and starts using her self-defense.
Yeah, he taught her that shit, dumbass.
Yeah. So then she runs. She hides.
I saw somebody do that one time, and it was a rental. They had a rental property. But he, like, carried her into the rental place.
She tries to fight. He catches her. Then Maddie calls Jack, and she's giving him info on Hayden, and then she actually found out that Hayden's name was like Michael
Dunning. Yeah, he killed his wife.
Ooh.
So then Hayden locks Olivia in a room. Maddie's giving Jack more info.
This place was pretty well kept up for a place that was like neglected in the middle of nowhere.
And it was huge. It was like a giant plantation home.
That's what I think that's what it was.
So then Olivia goes into Hayden's bag and there's like skulls in there.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Well, I think it was a bag that was like that he saved in the house, which it did seem weird that he just held on to that stuff. You go bury that in the field.
Yeah, get rid of evidence.
You melt that in some sort of acid. Get rid of it.
So then Maddie hangs up with Jack, and then she goes to the store to see Charles, and Charles gives her directions to the house. And I'm like, why don't you call the cops?
Yeah. I mean, maybe the people in this area are just desensitized to the fact that, like, the cops aren't helpful. But I do love that, like, Charles knows, like, oh, I know where his house is. Here's a detailed map of how to get there.
Yeah, it's a map. Yeah, and he also has, like, a back way to get there, too. Oh, if you don't want to be seen, you can go through this way, through the back woods.
Do you need to teleport? I can help you with that, too. I know a guy.
Right.
Make a left at the Fox.
If you'd like, I've got a helicopter out back if you'd like to just rappel down to the house.
I have the set from The Fly, if you would.
I've been building a set of like underground tunnels that I've been boring, and I think it's just about ready. And we just happen to have stopped right at that house before we gave up.
It's your lucky day,
right? So then Hayden tells her to dress for dinner, and so they're having dinner, and he's like in a suit, and she's like dressed up. They're really dressed up like fancy.
Yeah.
Why is he wearing a tie?
He wanted to spend a nice dinner with her in their new home together as a couple.
No one at home wears a tie. I don't even know if people, like in a lot of professional situations, even wear those anymore.
And then they're eating.
Well, he finds it to be a lost art.
Yeah, and he's bragging how everything that they're eating is from the woods.
Ew.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Here's some acorns and some leaves, and here's a pile of dirt.
Mm-hmm.
It's all from the woods. Oh, and enjoy your pond water.
Right. Remember like in Back to the Future 3 when they were drinking the water and it was all brown?
I don't
know.
And they were eating a rabbit and it was all bony?
No. I'd eat a rabbit, though.
You'd eat bugs? Bunny?
A rabbit. Yeah, I would. Yeah.
So Maddie's sneaking around because she gets to the property. She's sneaking around. She makes noise. So then Hayden hears the noise. He goes to check on her, and then Olivia's thinking, so she grabs a knife, and he's like, put the knife away. He's like, I know you're grabbing a knife. So then, is this where Maddie Blac Chyna's him?
No, that was earlier.
No, that was Todd got Blac Chyna'd. Hayden killed Todd by Blac Chyna-ing him with the phone cord.
Right, with the cord.
Yeah.
With the phone cord.
Did we say that?
No, we didn't.
Oh,
I apologize, audience.
Oh, we skipped over that. Yeah, that's how
he got Blac Chyna because remember when Blac Chyna, like her weapons would get bigger and bigger and bigger every day.
But one was a phone cord that she strangled Rob with, allegedly.
Yes. So those are pretty strong then, because Todd got strangled.
Yeah, I think you can strangle someone with one of those. Sure. I don't recommend it. It's not legal.
No.
I would use like a USB-C cord.
A USB-C?
Yeah, rather than like a lightning cable.
Oh, is it bigger? It's bigger?
I'm just joking.
Basically, I use fiber optics.
Yeah.
I only use coaxial, like Spectrum installs in my home. It's thicker, it's more heavy duty.
So then Maddie hits Hayden over the head, and then they start like going at it.
Mm-hmm.
Then Olivia jumps in, and she jumps on his back, and then he knocks her down and she gets knocked unconscious and he starts freaking out like she's dead.
Yeah.
And then Jack shows up. But Maddie's like tied up in the closet. And Jack finds her. And then we go to another room and Olivia is like lying on the bed and she wakes up. So she wasn't dead.
Well, wait, Jack finds her, but immediately gets shot by Hayden.
Oh, that's right.
Ooh.
And then so he's shot. I wrote it here because I wrote Jack goes after Hayden. Hayden shoots him. Then Maddie and Hayden start talking and she's like, he's like, no one can hear you scream here. So Olivia wakes up and she actually goes and she finds Jack. And then, so then Hayden gets a bright idea. He's like, because he's talking, and then he's like, well, Maddie, you can have my children and Olivia can have my children and you can both be my wives and we could have a lot of children. Yeah, he's like, he's like, I've always had a thing for sisters. But then
I thought he meant the TV show Sisters with who was on that show?
Celia Ward.
Julianne Phillips.
Yeah, Celia Ward. Yeah, I thought that's what he was talking about.
Was Swoosie Kurtz on that?
Yeah, Susie Kurtz was on
that.
that.
Sounds right. Yeah,
and Ashley Judd. Oh, so then, Olivia shoots him. So then Maddie writes her article. She finally writes that goddamn article.
Not the article at the park.
Yeah, what about that park?
The article about the serial killer. Which at this point, it shouldn't be an article. It should be a book.
Right.
It really should. She's wasting her talents. But I thought she got fired from that newspaper.
I'm sure she was able to get hired somewhere.
Because I'm sure she was on the news.
Yeah.
I'm sure she was on the news and it was like, an Atlanta exclusive and they caught this serial killer. So I'm sure that she parlayed that into a job.
Maybe she self-publishes her own zine.
That's what I was going to say.
Or she has she has Insta followers or something.
She's got a new issue coming out of Staples.
Or TikTok. She has like a TikTok page.
I just like the idea of her like making copies and just like handing it out of her own zine.
Right. Yeah. And she has like cartoons in it too. Yes.
Yeah. Right.
So I did like the end actually. I did like the end of this movie.
Well, the end was it just abruptly ended.
Well, no, but I like the fact that so then they're like it's later and they're all in the backyard. Jack, Maddie, and Olivia, and they're all in the backyard and they're talking. And Maddie starts talking about a case, and Olivia and Jack just get up and walk away.
Okay, in my end, it just stops.
Wasn't there like a cheesy voiceover too, talking about her story? Like it.
Yes. Yeah.
So dumb.
Boy,
it was really fucking dumb.
Was it again? It's my sister's serial killer.
My sister's boyfriend. Yeah. So at least it was like what it had no pretenses. It was about what it said it was going to be about.
It was, but why? How did Hayden find Olivia and target her? And how did Maddie find Hayden's self-defense class? And how was there coincidentally overlap between those two things?
Because especially if he didn't have an internet presence, then how did she find him?
Right.
Didn't make any sense.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree totally.
I just dropped my water bottle. Sorry.
But, that was another Lifetime movie.
Yeah.
Were we interested in watching? There's a movie about Lisa and Cult Jam with Full Force, not to be confused with my sister's serial killer boyfriend.
It's recording as we speak.
I don't need to watch that for the podcast. And I've seen Lisa and Cult Jam years ago. It was one of the first concerts I ever went to.
I like Lisa.
But I don't care about their story. I really don't.
I
It's her.
She was on one of those talking head shows, and she actually looks really good.
Does she look good from head to toe? See what I did there?
Ooh, baby.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yes.
baby. I like that song. That the big hit she had. Used to be put in the mix in Power 99 FM.
Kissera.
No, it's
They had many big
I
hits.
wonder if I'll take you home.
Yeah, that's a big one.
We'll be still be in love, baby.
I loved All Cried Out.
I need it tonight.
Uh-oh.
And I used to get into the mix. That was a cool song. That was a cool like late night song to hear on the radio.
That was when I lived in New York. That song was popular.
Yeah.
I'm
When I lived in New
all
York.
cried out.
Over you. That was when I lived in New York, and then like that song was popular, and then there was a radio station, and if someone said something stupid, the DJ would play "Naughty Girls Need Love Too."
I wonder if You Take You Home is a really good. It's a well produced song, if I do say so. Like I'm not a music aficionado per se, but I don't know. That song
was
had
well
a good
produced. I
feel to it.
like the music. I don't know that I'm interested in the backstory.
Lisa did have a lot of people, because wasn't it Lisa and the Cult Jam
Cult Jam.
and
With
the
Full Force. Yeah, there were a bunch of them.
But I think Full Force was like the production team. They were getting credit, and
a lot of people.
Yeah, the Full Force were in House Party. They were like the villains in the House Party movies.
My friend was in the House Party movie. My friend Marianne played the mom in the House Party movies.
Oh, it was not Christopher Reeve, but the other guy, his mom.
Yeah, that's my friend Marianne.
Okay.
Well, I need to go get some sushi. I'm starving. And because we successfully completed Veganuary. We were vegan for an entire month, and now we're done.
I'm so glad you're
You
done.
and John?
Yes.
I'm a 5-year-old. I don't eat vegetables. That sounds disgusting.
So we're going to go celebrate by eating sushi.
Get it.
All right.
But if you want to contact me, find me either on Instagram or my website, leskirkendallbarrett.com. And I have some performances coming up. So if you are in the UK next week, next Thursday, February 6th, I'm going to be doing my show, The Real Black Swan, Confessions of America's First Black Drag Queen at the University of Essex on February 6th at 7 o'clock. And if you want more information on that, you could go to the lakesidetheater.org. And if you are in Palm Springs, I'm going to be doing my show, The Real Black Swan, Confessions of America's First Black Drag Queen, on March 22nd at the Revolution Theater. And for more information on that, you could go to revolutiontheater.com. Jason.
Please rate, review, and subscribe to our podcast wherever you listen to your podcast. It helps more people find the show, and follow us too. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at Lifetime of Hallmark Podcast, on TikTok at Lifetime of Hallmark Pod, and on Bluesky at Lifetime of Hallmark. And you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and Bluesky at Big Shot Jason. Kurt.
Ooh, have we been putting stuff on Instagram? We'll have to do that.
Not in a long time.
Well, we will. I guess I'm start doing that. And then I'll be on the Shelf Shedding Movie Podcast with our friend of the show, Jason DeBray, because it's Oscar season very soon. We're going to start putting up some Oscar episodes. And then, of course, we are going to have Jason DeBray on the show.
Yes, we need to.
During the Oscar season.
I like Jason DeBray.
And that's all I've got.
Yes, we need to have Jason DeBray, and I would love to have Karen Richmond back as well. I love her.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And of course, Meredith Thomas, a friend of the show, Meredith Thomas.
Of course.
Yes.
Well, anyway, that's it. So yes, I'm gonna go eat. Jason, you going out tonight?
I don't know what I'm doing just yet. Figure it out.
Kurt, you going to bed?
Yes. It's almost 11 o'clock here.
All right, because it's actually a Saturday night. Anyway, so yeah, I'll talk to you all next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.